All right. Welcome to On The Sideline. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. Today we're here with Big O.
How y'all doing today?
Coach Evan Hearn. That's not a championship ring. It's the All-Star game.
I'm Pat Riley.
And head coach, athletic director, Windthorst, Coach Chris Tackett. We appreciate you, Coach, being here, coming and making the short drive.
Yep, thanks. Glad to be here.
As you know, we don't have the resources to get out to every sideline, so we appreciate you coming in here on the sideline.
Not a problem.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I'm getting good with these buttons.
Wow.
No, that one
That's where
later.
you need to press.
That'll come later. Anyways, we really appreciate you coming in here, sitting down with us for a little bit. We started a new series called 940's Football Preview. Pretty simple. Basically, Coach Evan Hearn came up with the idea of, hey, we get the news articles, we get the social posts, we get the magazines with all these expectations and what they think different teams are going to do. But he's like, hey, what better source than the head coach to get a preview of their football program? So, again, thank you so much for coming in.
Not a problem. Glad to get out there and get exposure for high school football in the area.
Yes, sir.
Well, we appreciate it. We'll go ahead and go to Coach Evan, and he'll start asking some questions.
Yeah, I wore my ring because we got a state champion here today, so we'll get more into that. Thank you. Coach Tackett, appreciate you having us or coming in and sitting with us today. So give us a little introduction about yourself, and we talked off air about how long you've been coaching and been at Windthorst. So just tell us about yourself, your coaching career, where you grew up, and things like that.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Johnson County, a town called Grandview. We were the Grandview Zebras.
Yeah.
And so, that's always fun to mention because it's a, pretty unique mascot there. But, born and raised there. Went out and started coaching, and wasn't too long that I got the old coach finder that used to come out once a week in the mail, and there was an opportunity to come here and put my stuff in, and lo and behold, got the job, and that was 28 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing. You don't get that much. Whoa, wrong button.
Yep.
You don't get that very much anymore.
No.
Not that long of a tenure.
Are you talking about in the mail too, or
that either? Unless it's an email.
Yeah, that was that. When he said that, I was like, "What?"
now it's the THSCA website that everybody gets on.
Now it's just way too easy.
Just easy for them, huh? Yeah. But yeah, like you said, been at Windthorst the last 28 years. How many years have you been there as head coach?
12.
Been there head coach 12 years, and so everybody knows around this area and around the state of Texas, Windthorst is a great traditionally football program. We'll get into the 2020 state championship season, but tell us about you guys' record last year and how far you guys made in the playoffs.
We were 9-3 last year, and we lost in the area round to the Roscoe Plowboys.
So, with that said, how many seniors did you graduate from that team?
Oh, that's hard to. We had 11, I think, and had a pretty good crew. I mean, that was those kids would have been freshmen in 2020, so they got to share in that ride. So it was fun to have them all the way through up till they were seniors, and they'll be missed. But that's kind of part of it. You get 4 years of high school with them, and then they're out on their own. So it's every year's kind of a turnover, a new crop, if you want to, so we lose those guys, and it'll be up to us to try to do something to replace them.
Yes, sir.
You sorry, real quick. You say you lose those guys every 4 years, and then hopefully, the idea is that you put somewhat of an impression on them that they come back for homecoming, right?
Right.
And you get to see them.
It's super fun when somebody comes back, kind of unannounced, just pops in the field house, and that's just always a good time.
Yeah.
So, Coach, let's. So you lost quite a bit of seniors last year. Let's talk a little bit about who you have coming back. But before we get into the full details of who you're coming back, one in particular is your quarterback. You had a freshman at quarterback last year who, to me, was a sensational player as a freshman. Showed a lot of leadership. and just was able to go out and compete week in and week out. Let's talk about a little bit about him, and then also what other players that you have coming back on both sides of the ball.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Brock, he shouldered that load as a freshman. That was a super effort of him, just taking all the pressure that comes with being quarterback. I don't care what grades you're in. There's a lot of pressure there, and but I thought he performed at a high level, and he's just that's kind of his personality, and so I was glad to roll with it, glad to have another year with him, and put it out, get him the ball and let him toss it around a little bit.
Okay, so how many offensive players do you have coming back outside of him, and how many defensive players do you have coming
We're
back?
right at 6 or 7, I think. I've lost count, but I think it's 6 offense, 7 defense, or vice versa, something like that. So, we were still with those that group of seniors last year. We had a lot of young kids playing, and they got some experience. It might not be starting playing every down and stuff like that, but they've got some experience. So they come back as kind of seasoned veteran. And the way we switch people around, it's kind of hard to say, because we kind of in and out, rotate people, and so. If there's 70 offensive snaps, they might have got 35 or something like that. And, and that's just kind of, what it is. So I count that as a returning starter because, they played a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Coach. So let's also now, because we like to kind of give the kids a little bit of pub.
Sure.
Let's talk about a little bit of some of those players that in this upcoming season, some of the key players that you guys are going to kind of, and it's not to leave anybody out, but going into a season, everybody has those players that they're needing to lead the team. So what's outside of the quarterback, what's going to be some of those other key players you guys are going to lean on a little bit?
Well, we got a big, tall receiver outside, Jackson Stark, big Coach Stark's boy, and he's he's coming in. He had last year we had like 4 kids outside in 2A. So, but he's the one we got left, and
He's a stud player, man.
Yeah,
he played in our All-Star basketball game.
yeah.
He pretty much tied for the co-MVP. And,
Yeah.
and but
Good kid,
we
does
like him.
everything right. We got him. Kason Wiles will be one of our seniors. He's a slot receiver. Does some kicking. He'll play defense too, and Stark will play defense too. Daxton Anderson will be a receiver. Coach Hayden Cavazos, he'll be a receiver. He'll be more like a tight end because he's a pretty thick kid, so he'll be like a tight end type guy. And we usually don't play a lot of tied to the line tight end, but we may do something like that with him. We've got a good set of running backs with Tyler Camacho, Adam Barton, Hunter Anderley. And, through injuries or whatever, they never really got in and got to be, the main dude through the whole time. But, we'll run that, kind of stable of running backs through there. Let's see. Cash Armstrong will be another. He's a receiver, running back, type of kid, and he'll be a senior. He'll get some play in there, and on defense too. Let's see, offensive line. Aiden McQuarrie.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get to them, Coach. They're them big guys. Come on.
That was, and when really, they came along last year and got better. But we got Aiden McQuarrie at center coming back, and then some guys that got some playing time. Maybe wouldn't have started, but Landon Hale. There's Brandon Barron. Let's see, Israel Larios, Joel Anzua, Max Kohler, and those guys. Coach Stark does a great job with them, and he'll get the combination we need together, and that'll be a good group.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries, such as sprains, strains, broken bones, and joint pain. You'll receive the expert care you need when you need it most. Simply walk in, or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Located inside the Center for Advanced Orthopedics, Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
So, let's go backwards. You've been at Windthorst for 28 years. So talk about what the town, the community of Windthorst has been for you and your family.
No, I mean, it's kind of, I talked about, growing up, in Grandview, but, now, but I mean, we've been here so long. I mean, that's all my kids, that's all they know. Mm-hmm. And, that's where that's what they call, they call home and where they're from. And so we put, 3 kids through school there, got one that's a sophomore still. And, so, it's kind of home. And when they like to, they like to win. They like to see you compete. And they hold you, they'll hold you accountable to, the product you put out on the field or the court or, whatever it is. It may not be so much, everybody wants to win, but, they want to say that they're prepared and that they, play to the end and, there's, no matter what the score is or, something. And I just, I think that work ethic that they have transforms, down to the kids and the kids will bring that to the field. And they know, those championships don't come easy. There's a lot of work to it. And so it's kind of easy that we don't have to preach that all the time because, they get a little bit of it at home too.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, but I think everybody pretty much knows the Windthorsts of the area, the holidays and the programs that have been so successful and such a winning tradition. You guys' volleyball in Windthorst has won 752 million, championships. And so, I mean, I guess I'll be the one that kind of leads us into the championship because there's a lot of things that, took place in there. A lot of really, I guess you would say, gutsy calls, especially there right at the end. But I guess one of my questions is, what was going through your head in that championship game? I think it was, and don't get me wrong on the time frame, but it was what in the end at the 20 seconds.
I think we scored with like 25 seconds left,
and you had to go, and you had to go for 2, right?
Yeah, we lined.
You lined up to go.
We
from
started
the
when there were timeouts and things taken. They had a player that was pretty decent at rushing the kicker, and they put him on a different side for that. And so that caused, so we called timeout. We're going, hey, this guy, he's really going to come hard, off the edge there and stuff like that. And so we called timeout, and they called timeout, and it was a long time in there. And so, but when we finally come to the conclusion, okay, we're going to kick it tight, We got that down. What is what we're going to do? Well, then they jump on and so we move it to the 1.5. And we'd kind of talked at the timeouts and stuff like that. If something happens, then we've got to play for that. And they jumped and they moved it up to 1.5, and we had to play.
The play. How many times did y'all practice that play?
It was we did a lot. It was a package. It was a heavy package. Like, quarterback comes off the field and, or tailback basically is taking the snap. And so, that was the play.
But you guys worked, that was the play for that perfect timing. And you guys executed it.
Yeah.
And then you won the state championship.
I'm basically, yes. He's kind of got a 2-way go on it. And, they packed it in and he bounced it outside. And
man, I remember watching the game live. I was watching it on TV. I didn't make the trip, but man, it was so exciting. And then that, I don't know, it was pretty cool just to see it because at that time, I think it was one of the first or one of the relatively newest state championships in the whole area. So we weren't used to getting that. And then, you probably felt, or I don't know if you felt it, but I feel like most of 940, if not all of 940 was behind you guys. So again, congratulations on that because that was pretty awesome.
It was good times.
So going back to that, the Chiefs beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and their play was called Corn Dog. What was the name of the play you guys ran for the 2-point conversion?
Four-wheeler Razorbacks won.
Four-wheeler Razorback won. I was hoping you would have said, all right. For the state championship. For the state championship.
I hope I got that right. Coach Belcher will kill me if I.
But you mentioned that,
play.
the tradition and winning attitude of Windthorst, the town, and the kids. 9-3 is a good season for other places. Not saying that was a down year for y'all, but what are you guys doing in the off season and this summer to make sure you guys, climb to higher heights past 9 wins or keep going deeper in the playoffs?
Just getting the kids. Hey, if you're going to have anything worthwhile, you got to work. You got to work for it, and it's not. There's no magic pill or anything that you can take to get a better record than 9-3. And then it comes, then that's talking to them in the off season. That's getting them to come to morning weights. We kind of emphasize speed during the off season. Try to get faster. Everybody. I mean, if you're offensive lineman, defensive lineman, secondary guys, we want to get faster. And so, we put an emphasis on that. And then, Coach Gavas does a great job in the weight room. He's kind of the strength coordinator and puts together the workouts. So, I think our kids are looking good, and it's going to be fun to see them. When we get everybody out there August 5th.
It's coming soon.
Yeah, it sure is.
So you kind of answered one of my questions, or that we ask usually, about having a strength and conditioning coach assigned specifically for that. It sounds like one of your assistant coaches kind of doubles as that role. But what is your summer attendance been like? Your summer workout attendance?
When we do it junior high, we can do it all together. And there's weeks when it's we'll have 40 in the 40s. There that's pretty good. For what we have. And there's you kind of battle with it because there's still kids, and it's still fun to go to the coast with your family. Go to Six Flags or something like that, and we've got zero problem with them going. We had a bunch of them going to church camp for 4 or 5 days. Zero problem with that. That's kids, and that's doing the work.
Yes.
But hey, if you're home and you're just going to be sitting playing video games anyway, come on up and get a lift in and do some agility cones with us and stuff like that. And I mean, for the most part, I think we have a very high percentage bought in.
Very good.
So you talked about it a little bit, but what do you feel like will be your team's strengths this year?
Well, I mean, I think one thing, not breaking in a lot of new people, because they got, everybody got some reps last year, and so they kind of know what to expect. They're not going to be, they're not going to come out wide-eyed, first couple of Friday nights or anything like that. They'll know what to, what's expected of them. Everybody has a look. You're more experienced. You've got a year in, and or you got 2 years in, and so what's expected of you by the school, by the community, by the coaches, and so just kind of having that experience helps. Then, with what they did during the off season, the ones that work there, I think they're going to be impressed with how much better they play because of how much faster and stronger they are.
The realtor we trust is Kim Roark, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website, homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AG a call at 940-782-1194.
Coach, what's going to be some of your defense and offense philosophies?
I think for offense, you got to make first downs and take care of the football. Those silly penalties, hurt you and put you behind the chains, and that's
Yes, sir.
That's bad no matter how dynamic you are, and just put you in a bind. And but I think we do a really good job of not fretting, not getting it, something in our head, and hey, we're going to work, we're going to be methodical. This, it may be 3 plays and punt this drive, but guess when we saw something, and we're gonna work that next time we get the ball. Defensively, it's just the opposite. Make those guys punt or get the ball, and get turnovers or whatever happens there. And so we try to emphasize that, and how football, how key that is to either have the ball or go get the ball.
There you go.
So, Coach, my next part of my question is, do you have coordinators, offense and defense, or do you coach the defense or the offense for Windthorst?
No, we have Scott Belcher's our offensive coordinator,
And he calls plays?
and he calls plays.
Okay.
And Coach Cavazos is the defensive coordinator, and he sets all that up. Coach Starks is the offensive line coach, so he works with Coach Belcher a lot. They formulate game plans, and I just try to stay out of the way.
So it probably wasn't always like that when you first hired on as a head coach. Did you ever call plays or?
No, I was a defense
Okay, so
all the time. Yeah.
So I guess that kind of answers the question of you're more of a defensive-minded coach than an offensive-minded coach?
Yeah, I think I would say that. I still like watching that tape and for what I can help, Coach Gavas's with that, with the defense. I like to see that kind of get set up, and, look at tendencies and things like that, and so
Offense
that's
wins
always
games, but defense wins championships.
So one thing I wanted to say, because for y'all that don't know, Coach, don't let him trick you guys. He is a feisty firecracker. I've seen him hyped up on the sideline, man. He gets after it. Man, that's something, with him saying that he doesn't coach the offense or the defense, I think with him just being able to focus on the game, he sees the little different things, or when the momentum's shifting this way or momentum shifting that way, and he finds ways to motivate the boys. Dating back to that 2020 state championship, for you guys that watched, there was plenty of times where they zoomed in and he was getting his group going. And, sometimes I think people don't realize that even though that you might not be calling plays or doing this, that it's still a huge burden to be the head coach, because you got to worry about morale, just the different things. So shout out to you on that too, Coach, because I know Coach, he could be a little feisty, and I like it about Coach being. He's a little firecracker. That's what I say.
All right, so Coach, let's get into this season. Let's talk about your non-district schedule.
Okay. Let's see. We'll open up with Henrietta, followed by City View, and then Munster, and then Alvord for pre-district. And we played, we played Henrietta first game for a long time, and so that's always a good test. Get out there and get tested by by some good groups, and we try to make people get people that don't get caught up in starting off the year 4-0, because it's still all you got to do is make the playoffs, and so but winning's nice and it's fun, and but if you're not getting better, then I don't know why you're playing that game if you're not not trying to get better, and so I think we set it up to where those will be some pretty good games, I think, before we start district.
And that's the tried and true of every coach that has come in here, is to set your team up for district by having a tough district schedule. I'm upset. He said City View. What color is City View?
Blue.
We're not gonna trademark it.
He already gave it.
I know. I was just upset he didn't do it. But anyway,
the Battle of the Blues already been given the Graham and Brock.
Okay, all right. So Coach Tackett, you talked about that. Let's talk now about that district schedule. We know the UIL realigns the districts every 2 years. Did it affect y'all? If so, tell us. If not, just still tell us about it. Your district opponents.
It was a really weird realignment, because we were planning on all kinds of going just basically anyway, and they kept our district the exact same as it was. And I've never seen that, and, we had the exact same teams and as we did the other 2 years, and so
Not always a bad thing.
yeah, no, we know how to get to the stadiums, and so
Yeah, nowhere to eat.
yeah, and so, and so it's. We're, facing the same, same opponents we had to, fight through last year.
Okay, so then I got a question. You've explained your schedule. Do you have any games circled, or maybe what's the rivalry game that Windthorst plays every year, or is there one?
Once you get to, once you get into that, I think I guess Windthorst and Seymour's had some really good games, back and forth in the last, 10 or so years. Archer City, they're 10 miles away, so, that game gets hyped up a lot. And I guess those two in the district, that really, people look at and.
Do you have any games circled that's in your mind, like we got to win this one, or a lot of coaches say the next one, or
I think you're just trying to. I kind of hate to do that and kind of put something, because always a chance you don't win that game, and then I don't know where you go from there if you you hype that up so much and so, but I mean the district games, I mean all you got to get is fourth place and get in the playoffs, but every little bump you get up. Take up on that. You kind of get a better draw in the playoffs. But for the first round anyway. I mean, second round, no telling who you'll get. So you're gonna have to play them all anyway. So you might as well get started. But
refresh your ride during the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
Coach, my next question for you is, you said you have a son that's a sophomore in high school. Is that correct?
a daughter.
Daughter. Does your daughter play any sports?
Yes, volleyball, and she'll be starting there, and basketball, softball. So
Okay, so this question is going to be a little bit different than how I normally asked it. Being a head football coach, you're the AD is correct?
yes.
How does it having a sophomore as a daughter? You already know where I'm going with this. That plays volleyball. A lot of times the games you have Friday night games. She has Friday night games. How do you as dad try to split the baby of trying to make sure you get to as much as you can when you can?
Well, and that's as a coaching staff, and I mean when we all have children, and even we may have them playing little league football, stuff like that. Well, we also work on Saturday, but you still got to be a dad, and so we've got no issues with we have to leave on Saturday morning and go watch a volleyball tournament or go watch the Top of Texas or something like that. I mean, it's get your stuff done and either come in early or come back later and get your work done. But there's no games worth missing your family like that. Just you better take care of stuff at home too, because you'll be a better coach because of it if you do.
For sure, Coach. And so Evan was challenging me to come up with a title of the game for the City View and Windthorst. I've been kind of going, since we're blue, y'all are blue. So I think that the proper title for this game is going to be the Battle of the Texas logo, because City View has the Texas logo in their logo, so we can call it the Top of Texas Battle.
The top of, as I look
Top
at
of Texas battle?
Because we're both at the top of Texas, whereas Wichita and Windthorst is both at the top of Texas.
I like it.
I like it. So I have a question.
I don't think that one's going to hold.
Your wife's in the other room, so she won't be able to hear us. So who does your daughter get her athleticism from?
It's definitely her. I'm not even gonna lie.
Safe answer, Coach. That's
There
a safe
you
answer.
go.
She can't hear us, though. She'll watch it. I'm sure she'll watch it.
All right, so, Coach, I'm going to ask my last question. This guy right next to me, he's if you haven't noticed, he's a hater. So I'm going to ask this question. This segment is called the Big Old Special. Yeah, he likes to hate on me. I think I know what you're going to say on one of these. I've been spot on.
How?
But what's your favorite place to eat at in Windthorst?
In Windthorst?
Yes, sir.
Zeke's Barbecue.
Coach, you're like
on.
our 17th, 18th coach we had on here, and every time he
You
asked
need
that
to start
question,
writing it down. Because
the coach answered, and I told y'all, that's it. I don't know how he knows all these places in these towns.
Oh, if you're in Windthorst, you got to eat at Zeke's.
Yes.
What's
awesome.
What's your favorite thing to eat at Zeke's?
The Carter.
I haven't had that one.
Carter
Yet. That
3.
might be
Yeah, it's like it's a big, your burrito, but they put like Fritos in it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah,
What kind of meat can you get in it?
anything.
Oh man,
What you get from Zeke?
Pulled pork.
I get that 3 meat plate. You know, I gotta get.
That's good too.
What's the size? What's the best size they got?
Their potato salad is real good, and their beans. That's probably my
Sweet
favorite.
beans or red beans?
They're I call them like cowboy beans, like cowboy style beans.
So sweet bean,
Yep.
pork and style. Pork.
Yep.
Pork.
So my next question for you, coaches, is what's your favorite pregame meal?
Alsa's burrito.
I think all the coaches.
Now that's one I can go.
That
with.
is the most popular answer on the show.
Okay, so
So, but what type? Is it beef and bean?
Yes,
Yeah.
a regular
None of-
burrito,
not-
not
None
the
of that chili.
chimichanga.
Yeah, Coach Tackett.
yeah.
Not only is he a winner, he knows food. That's for
Man, that is so crazy how almost every in this whole area. I mean, we all have an all-subs, well, except for Burke. Burke better get an all-subs after this. But man, that's so crazy. It's always the beef and
Wichita
bean.
doesn't have one either, do they?
Out on like
I
old
think
Olive Park Road.
Fast Pack is like the closest
Fast
thing
Pack,
for it.
Stripes.
Yeah, something
we
like
got
that.
a QT or Quick Trip.
Yeah, Quick Trip. Yeah.
That's taking over in this town.
So before I ask my last part of the question, are you a big fan of the Windthorst sausage?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they serve that at every Friday night game, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always have to get that. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
plugging
really
it in.
good. Yeah, super
It's-
good.
And it sells out. They always have to cook more and more because it's always going pretty fast. So the last question that I have, Coach, that's part of my big old special segment.
That was,
Yeah.
that was a 4-piece.
What's your? Yeah, I gave him some extra fries with this one. What's your favorite pregame meal that you would like to serve the kids?
Just I pick anything or something that we've done. Or,
Just something
what
that
do
you
y'all
got
usually do?
that y'all like to do.
you know, like sub-varsity games, the moms will make sandwiches, stuff like that, and a lot of times if we're taking a long trip, we'll have them and they'll make it for the varsity, and I just think that's, to have a real good sandwich is. I mean, it's easy,
Can't
and
beat
it's
it.
portable.
No.
And
Another coach said
take it,
that, too.
and the kids love them, and I mean, and so just get that, get the brown bag special and take it to. That's what we'll do a lot of times, and a lot of times they'll go out, somebody's house, and they'll have pregame meal and stuff like that. Okay. We're doing so.
Very cool. So I have a question that I usually ask everybody. Sorry. Is there any kind of tradition? I hate to say tradition because that's more of like the whole overwhelming or the whole thing, but is there any like little things that you guys do as a football team, whether either before the game you turn the lights out in the locker room or, in the huddle, or the way you do your warm-ups and lining up and stuff? I mean, is there something that Windthorst does that not the general population knows about in preparation for the game?
Boy, I guess it would be, we have a certain breakout that we do, I think, that's been, that's been something we've done for a long time, and all the kids know it, and know. So I mean, and that's, we'll be, before you run out onto the field, we'll break that down again, and just the way we, the way we do that, I guess that would be, the one I can come up with offhand.
Yeah.
That's, that's been that way, for as long as anybody can remember.
Okay, and then one more thing. What's a typical day like from start to finish for you on game day? Is the time you wake up to the time you, I guess, after the game? Could you just give us a rundown of what that's like?
Usually, like, make sure you got your game stuff put out, and like what you're going to wear, and what all you have, and have it ready. You can pack pretty quick, and then it'd be normal day of class. Go through that, and then probably a little before lunch, when I'll make it back down to the field house, and the other coaches, they may still be in class, but that's like kind of my time, and I'll put ice in coolers and things like that. I've got a little list and
Checklist.
and I don't know that, that just helps me have something to do, and putting it's now Gatorades or putting out the jerseys or something like that. But it gives me that little part to do that I can basically not think about what do we got to do when we got to go to pep rally, when we get on the bus, and make sure the referees are going to be there and stuff like that. Just and there's nobody down there usually, and so I can just do my little tinkering around and get stuff out, and so
Yeah.
and
Very
then
good.
after pep rally it's
Go time.
the
kids get to go get something to eat or
usually,
be
I mean,
released for a little
depending,
bit.
for home game for sure, and then road games just depends on what time we have to leave.
So my last question for you, Coach Tackett, this has been a great interview, is tell us what we can expect or the people can expect from the Windthorst Trojans this upcoming season.
Ooh.
And that may not be quantified in obviously wins and losses, but
Yeah.
what team and mentality y'all are going to have.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you come out and see a team that's prepared, that executes the way you want to see a team execute, and not you rarely are you going to play mistake free, but you get out there, execute. Put a product on the field that people wants to go see. They want to come see, and just play hard, and offense, defense, all that. Just you kind of look like you know what you're doing.
Fake it till you make it.
There you go.
All right. So you guys got anything else?
No, sir.
Man, it's been a pleasure, Coach Tackett.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you coming and, like I said, making the trip. We enjoyed your time. We're excited for Windthorst football again, and we wish you the best of luck. Do you have anything else for us?
No.
No?
I'm just hoping I didn't say anything wrong, and
No, you're good to go.
because I got to go back to the field house. I know they're all going to see this and see what they can bust me on.
Yeah, that's all right. Again, we appreciate it, and
Okay.
thanks for coming out. Good luck this season, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir.